Whoa, it's Wulzy. Welcome back to another building a challenge video. Challenging myself to build a challenge in a 30-minute time limit. So it's like a challenge. I've done 3 of these already. The cube, the ship, the ball. We're moving on to Wulzy UFO today using the song Realms by Yagru on a 34-second start off set. If you like what you see, leave a like and subscribe. Without further ado, I'm going to start the timer and we're just going to rock and roll as always with our teleportal at the beginning. I'm going to have a 2x speed UFO portal. Shout out to Ludus, the editor for this video, keeping it nice and intense as always. I like that click pattern. We should probably be careful with our structuring right off the bat if we're going to do box structures like that. Very copy-pastable, it seems. It's going to be a little bit weird to test since I've put the structures in straight away. Normally what I do is I just put spikes so I'm not like crashing into any hitboxes or whatever, but I've just went all in immediately. I'm not too confident with the effect I'm going to be making, so I need a lot of time to work on that. Okay, maybe we can use this green and launch ourselves down into this regular gravity portal. That can be our pure timing, I think. Do I say pure weird? Pure. Or is it pure? Or is it pure? What's the gap I'm going with here? That doesn't look reasonable. That does. Can I teleport her? Okay, I should probably have some sort of system that's bumping me down. Not right into the bottom, because that's going to kill me. Maybe we can have a couple of teleporters, you know? I really like how the structure is kind of half done, and this portal just sits on the end of it. It kind of like wraps into the structure, you know? Maybe I could play to it a little bit more if I have a whole structure like this. And then we can take advantage of that by pushing ourselves down and making that into our actual gameplay. Okay, nice. We have the triple click again, so I can just mirror all of these structures. Regular gravity portal. Black orb on the inside. That's going to launch us down, and then we can have a yellow portal. I can put a structure like this and half space it downwards. This seems very risky because I'm going really close to the bottom of the level, because look at all the space at the top now. No, maybe a black orb and some sort of portal like really far up. So that leads us into this blue, which is going to be another black orb portal. Maybe I can just have like this little barrel kind of portal structuring thing because the song's like like the classic UFO staircase. I'm just gonna have to stick with what was working right there, which is really annoying, but I do need to get a shift on because look at my timer right now. I think I'm happy with my structuring, like it's good enough. Oh boy, let me get this huge line, which is 30 blocks long, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 30. This is gonna be B4. It's gonna be don't fade, don't enter, and I'm gonna place it on Z order 50. Group number 2 is gonna lock to the X-axis somewhere. Let me just get that set up real quick. I can also give it a 0-second movement, which is going to shift it all the way back into place, like 20 blocks to the left, maybe. That's almost perfect. We need like 150, I think. There we go. So we can have this over here and be able to rotate this line horizontally like so without it cutting off on the left side of the editor. I need this plus object to be rotated on the 45 as well. So we have an 8-spoke star. I also need a center of rotation, which I'm going to make on group 1, which is going to be my invisible. This also needs to lock onto the X-axis, so it has 2. Let me just set up run one real quick. Okay, so we have this and we have this. These lines are going to be linked together, and I am going to set them to a unique group number 3, and the center needs a unique group 4. These lines now need to be copied. They need to have a new unique group instead of 3, and I need to decrease the Z order by 2. And how am I going to rotate this? Like, maybe I'll just try and find the midpoint. Okay, so we have like an evenly spaced out radial background on group number 5, and then I'm going to copy paste. I'm going to decrease the Z order by 2 again, increase the group, and I need to find the center of this now, just like that. I need to find the center of the other side as well and put the editor layer as 44. I'm getting confused with all my words. I'm trying my best. Do I keep going with this? I think I do. So now I need rotations actually set up. The midpoint is 4, so we're going to start on our unique group 3. The very first radial line thing that we added, it's going to be a 10-second move time, and it's going to rotate. I need to pick a value really quickly. 10. No, that's 1. That's definitely not 10. Our next unique group was 5, and I'm going to add like 10 degrees maybe, and another 10 for the next group. And that goes all the way up to 11, I believe. It's stacking a little bit at times, which is cool because that gives it a little bit of variation. Now we need to set our colors out. I want the background to be like, oh, I need to pick a color real quick. I have a lot of time. I have a lot more time than I was anticipating. We can go for like a dark blue here, and these lines can all be... I'm just going to pick out a color myself. I have the time to do so. In the center, I am going to place a huge glow piece as well. I know I said I was abolishing scale hack in a video a while ago, but I don't really have time to like test much. We're going to make it Z order 51, so it's one above the top line here. And this is what's going to copy the background color. So now it's a bit layered up. We have like a big patch in the middle. I forgot to give that all of the moving groups. I'm really smart. I believe that should be fine. But now is the weird part. I'm going to get a scale 2 block, which is going to be on group 2. It needs to be on Z order 49 as well. Don't fade, don't enter. So I'm just going to move this right up to a point where it's going to cover some of the background, and it's going to go on the background copy color like that. This is going to be group number 12. I need to find the layer in here. I think it's actually this one. Yeah, number 36 is what I'm looking for. So the lowest version of this square needs to be 37, which is one more. So I'm going to copy paste, decrease the Z order on this by 2, and give it a new group. Okay, so it's like the same process as earlier, but I don't have to rotate it any. And I'm not sure why I changed the editor layer once and I didn't do it again, but I'm just going to keep going with this process because it should work. I'm hoping anyway. In fact, I'm going to make one on 35, which isn't going to get used really. It's not going to be visible at all, but it's just going to help me with my trigger process. So now we need a toggle loop. I'm not going to make it a loop. I'm just going to copy paste the triggers as they go. These all need to be toggled from 12 to 19, all at the very beginning of the level. And then at the very beginning, I am going to toggle 12 on. Then I'm going to toggle 12 off. I'm going to copy this pattern and increase the group number by 1 for every single time. Now we've reached 19. We are going to copy paste all of these triggers, link together, and just start linking them onto themselves like so. I could spawn loop this to reuse these triggers, but I'm not going to because of my time constraints. So I want a bunch of these squares to be going through this toggle trigger process at different times. So I am going to select all of my squares, all of my toggle triggers, and link them together. So that's everything. Copy paste, move it 2 blocks to the right, and build helper. This is a huge commitment, but I'm gonna go with it anyway because I am insane. Okay, now I'm gonna select those 5, and I'm gonna start copy pasting them along as well. This is so risky. I am a bit shaky with what I'm doing. Okay, now I need to copy paste again. I need to build helper, and I'm gonna move this 6 blocks to the right just because 6 is a multiple of 2. Then I'm gonna turn off link controls once again, go back to the squares and move them to the side. So now these squares are gonna be slightly different to the ones on the row below. Yeah, neat. This is going well, I think. Then I'm gonna do the exact same process. There's probably a much easier way to do this that uses less groups, but due to my time constraints, I'm not using it. Yeah, I am lagging a lot in the editor right now. I'm not gonna lie. My effect should be that a bunch of lines are appearing and disappearing, and I'm gonna no clip just because I have a feeling that my frame rate's gonna die. It's kinda, yeah, you see, it's like a grid effect right there. It doesn't last for very long because of how offset some of the triggers are, which is kind of annoying. Oh god, yeah, I've definitely not helped myself here. So what's happening is that these lines are being basically masked by a very strange grid effect, and it's not too cool. It's not as cool as I was thinking it was gonna be. Oh great, now it's time to work with lag. Oh boy, lag. We love lag. I'm going to set, oh my god, this is actually insufferable to work with. I'm going to set all of the objects to a new opacity on group 612, which is our next free, believe it or not. 612 is gonna go to, I think, 20%. That is cool that the background kind of sits on top of it, actually. How am I going to work this? I think in the foreground, I'm just going to have a bunch of these pulsing blue squares that vary in different sizes, and we can kind of build up a structure from there at times. We're not going to use it too much, just in certain areas, especially these objects. Okay, this is extremely messy so far. I'm very nervous. Okay, what I could do is set this alpha trigger to rise and fall in its opacity, which is going to make our empty blocks very abundant at times, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. Okay, now I need to find an object that we can spam. Could probably spam this little object, which is also going to be on 2. I think with a significant hue change. Definitely negative because I like the green in it. Yeah, this could be nice actually. If we give it that group 2. 2 is in like TOO. I wonder if we can like spam these little objects. Not too sure on this one. This looks kind of mid. Actually, it looks worse than mid. Okay, maybe we can have the strips like this though. That looks fine. And if I set them to 613, we can have little rotation triggers that have 0 move time on them. Just like that. 613, which is going to go like -5, 3 on the next, -1, and then another 3. Just so it kind of animates it a little bit and makes it feel a bit more alive. And I guess I just gotta use this. I don't have time to like nitpick my designs at all. This might be the worst level in the series so far. Actually, it most definitely is. I thought this effect was gonna be much cooler, to be honest. Definitely doesn't fit the vibe of the level to have the green in it, but it's fine. You know, everyone misses every once in a while. Now we're gonna hue shift this to hopefully a yellow. Nice. And then we can put this on 613 again and the changing opacity. And we can have a bunch of these arrows in the mix. Well, this was extremely mid. I can't lie. I'm coming up to the end of my time limit already, and I can't really do much other than just scoff at what I've done. Like, I'm accidentally selecting stuff. My layer management is awful. I have 30 seconds to make life-changing pulses. 0.2, background can stay the same hue, but go up in brightness. And then color channel number 2 needs to copy the background pulse. And I'm just going to copy-paste this over and over and over again, and that should be it. What an awful challenge, dude. That was terrible. Who knows? This could be fire in normal mode. I didn't change the ground color. Okay, I'm allowing myself to change the ground color because I don't want to torture myself. Wait, is this good? Not too much of a fan of the gameplay on this one, I must say. Oh, this seems impossible. Never mind. Yeah, what I'm gonna do if I use this effect ever again is put like better edges on the squares in the background, because it's just such a huge cutoff. Yeah, you can see exactly where the lines like stop and start, which is annoying. Can I even beat this? I don't know if I can beat this, dude. This seems just impossible. Like, what is this timing? Get out of here. This actually sucks so much. I'm just dying to this click over and over again. Oh, okay. Not a bad attempt from me there. I didn't even mean to do this. The squares are going to be on like the very foreground of the level, but if you look right here, you see the object lines are going over the top, and because they're not fully opaque, it kind of looks fire. I don't know. I've accidentally done some like object clearance there. I don't know if that makes sense. What is this ending? I should know because I made it, but this is easily the hardest one I've made so far by a landslide. Wow, dude. That is silent. Okay, it's time to beat this. I'm determined. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. I can't lie. I think it's because of the object line opacity. Ah, I got through the staircase and I choked. I almost just fluked the whole thing. Okay. No! Nice. Nice one, Wulzy. After I beat this, I'm definitely going to take a copy of this level and just look at the background that I made just to see... God, I forgot what I was going to say. How well the mask actually works and whether the deco is just, like, saving this. Yes! Wow. I actually did it. Holy moly, dude. What? How did I just do that so quickly? That took like no time at all. Hello? 160 attempts. God damn. All right. Wizzy UFO background. So let's just have a look at the raw background that I made just to see how it looks. You know, there's one thing I forgot to do. I'm really silly for this, but I really did just forget to turn the background effect off. It makes everything so much more clean by removing those particles. It's fine. I mean, it's nothing special. If I wanted to make it a little bit more special, I would mix up the order that the squares appear, which is actually really easy to do. All I do is go into preview mode. I'm actually going to turn on preview mode. I am going to select rows like this and just start flipping them vertically as well. So I can flip them horizontally, vertically, just to mix up this grid. You cannot flip horizontally if you've got two columns of different sizes, because then that leaves a gap. You see the grid where my mouse is? Okay, that might make it more interesting. It does. It seems a bit more random now. And then it fixes itself at the end. Okay. Now I have a question. What happens if I make this much larger in the center and make the lines much more spaced out to... Nice scale hacking. Well, oh, look at the rate my freaking editor menu pops up. It's lame with a huge center, I found out. Well, that was kind of obvious. The thing is, if I get rid of the center... Oh, God. Wait, this actually could be... Whoa! That's so much sicker. What? Okay, if I just delete the center entirely, look at that. I get a really abstract spiral effect. That's sick. Wow. I kind of wish I did that in the regular level. Can I change it? Am I allowed to change it? Question mark, exclamation mark, full stop, ellipsis, comma. If I just delete the center, dude, this might go so much harder. No, it works better with the other background for the level, but that's also another cool option that I had. I'm actually quite surprised that I pulled that off without a block design. I think it still looks kind of decent. It functions as a challenge. It plays pretty well. The spike corridors were definitely a bit of a difficulty spike compared to the orb jumps, but next time I make UFO gameplay, I can keep that in mind. And I also know not to use like 13k objects because it lags the editor. Thank you so much for watching this geometry dash building challenge video. Check the links in the description. Thank you, Ludus, for editing. Go play the level. It's on Dance Woman right now. Have a good day.